can't believe it as well, that while the boss of Ryanair is saying, get used to higher fares, the boss of EasyJet is taking his top executives on a jolly. They won't have to queue up or anything. They'll go on one of their own planes, I presume. He's taking them to a 5-star resort in Palma. The headline is, no holiday hell for the EasyJet executives.
Well, there's no holiday hell, actually, and it must be said, for the vast majority of people. So interesting, you were talking about going online for your holiday. Increasingly, people are actually going back to traditional travel agents.
Now, why?
Because they want somebody to be able to look in the eye and say, is my holiday going to be OK? And if it isn't, are you going to sort it out for me? And interestingly, just in the past few minutes, I've been talking to the chief executive of the Advantage Travel Partnership, who tells me that 50% of contacts from the public to her members are people saying, I've got my holiday booked, I've been reading all these stories about travel chaos, is it going to be OK? And 90% of the time, of course, it's going to be pretty much as booked. However, if you're in that 10% for whom it isn't, it's very annoying. I've just been out to Heathrow Airport this morning. British Airways cancelled 130 short-haul domestic and European flights. Now, they've cancelled most of those some weeks ago, so people knew about it. But it just shows you the kind of squeeze. That's probably 10,000 people not being on the flights that they booked. Down at Gatwick, we're seeing fresh problems, last-minute cancellations. EasyJet just cancelled the 11 o'clock to Malaga because of the strike by some of their cabin crew. Wizz Air also cancelling flights, British Airways at Gatwick as well. And Ryanair actually doing all right. They had a couple of cancellations yesterday, but that's what you would kind of expect on a normal busy Saturday.
So
not on the same scale as the other airlines.
So would an ordinary family who maybe before now would have actually gone online and pulled their whole package together, as it were, would they be better off going through a package holiday company?
Package holiday is absolutely the way to go, because then if anything goes wrong, if your flight doesn't go and there is literally no other seat, and for instance, British Airways have cancelled 4 flights to Nice from Heathrow today. Tomorrow there's 1 seat left. It will cost you £1,181.
Wow.
So therefore, if you had a package holiday booked and your flight was cancelled and there were no other available flights, you just get the whole cost of your package refunded. Instead, if you booked a rental car, a hotel, apartment or whatever separately, then the rental car owner or the hotelier will say, well, and your apartments here, the fact that you're not isn't our problem, you're not having your money back.
Yeah, so the liability rests with the airline and then you've got to kind of go to them.
Oh, well, sure, yeah, and it gets very messy very quickly. I mean, the underlying consumer rights are very strong for travellers, which is that an airline cancels your flight today, you are entitled to be flown to your destination on the same day on any airline, and if the only seat is British Airways at nearly £1,200, they have to pay it. But, of course, they're not actually going out and about to try and book people on other flights, so you're probably going to have a robust credit card and then claim it back.
Yeah, and claiming back can be quite difficult, as I've found out, because some airlines don't have phone lines, and you get sent to automated chat bots and send an email here and you get nothing back.
Yeah, I mean, Paul's been separated from his luggage for a week now.
I know.
He's having a lovely holiday.
I'm so sorry. And
where is it?
It's in Munich.
It's in Munich at the moment. It's sending postcards, I think, beginning to...
Right.
But yeah, you haven't even been able to speak to a human being about it.
No, if you want to, I've had to physically go to the airport and go to speak to someone from Lufthansa there.
Yeah, and that is clearly ridiculous. Lufthansa facing all kinds of problems actually due to COVID infections. They've been cancelling a whole load of flights, as has Aer Lingus, because so many of their crew have COVID. So it will get back, but anybody who's watching who possibly can, and I know that not everyone can, but if you can take hand luggage only, that is just going to make your life so much easier.
And choose your airport?
Well, the main problems are at Heathrow, Britain's busiest, Gatwick, Britain's second busiest. Manchester getting much better. They had long delays overnight, so if you were coming in from some destinations on TUI, you had delays of up to 6 hours, and so you were getting in the middle of the night rather than late on Saturday evening. Having said that, planes are going out OK. It's just delays build up during the day. So many shortages all the way across, from check-in staff to baggage handlers to refuelers to pilots and cabin crew, air traffic controllers. Any part of that very complex choreography that breaks down and things start to unravel, and it's very difficult to get them back on
I
course.
must say, it's such good news for travel agents, isn't it, in a way?
Right.
Because we're going back to them because we want an expert to guide us.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, they need a boost, don't they? And when we talk about travel chaos, you were very quick to say at the beginning, that it only affects 10% of people, and of course it's terrible for that 10%. But is that a bit of a misleading term? And to keep writing travel chaos all the time, it's inconvenient, it's annoying, but not chaos.
Well, in places and at times it certainly looks chaotic. So, for instance, I've been in touch with someone who literally spent the night sleeping on a stretcher at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris because her flight from Nice to Paris Charles de Gaulle came in too late for her connection to Manchester, and the Air France just said there are no hotel rooms in Paris available. So I call that chaos, but the vast majority of us are going to get where we're going to go. The solution through the summer will be, and we'll see more of this during the week, airlines cancelling even more of their flights in advance. Really bad news if you haven't booked your trip and you want to get a last-minute deal, because there won't be any.
There won't be them.
And then I can exclusively reveal 6 a.m. on Monday the 5th of September, everything will go all calm, because, of course, the holidays will be over.
Go back.
People will be back, yeah. So we'll talk about it then.
Yeah, well, no doubt we'll be talking about it all summer, actually.
Yes.
One of our headlines this morning has been saying that the government is saying that they want the training, the recruiting and training of security staff at airports to be prioritised. One would hope that would already happen.
Well, yes, and there's a huge blame game going on with the Transport Secretary, Grant Shapps, saying to the airlines, you spent 2 years saying all you want to do is fly people around and to the airports as well. You just want people to be able to travel. As soon as they can, it all falls apart. But they say, look, actually, we suffered the most serious travel restrictions of any European country. We were crushed to sometimes 5%, sometimes 0% of normal activities, and we're now bouncing back. But certainly, as you've been saying in the headlines, the security clearance is hopefully going to be accelerated, but that's just one part of the puzzle for some employees. And of course, you can.
We've also been talking about it for about 3 months. I
Yes.
mean, surely they prioritised it 3 months ago.
Yes, and the other thing is, don't turn up too early. Amsterdam Airport is saying do not turn up more than 4 hours early. Bring cabin baggage only if you can. This is, at the moment, Europe's busiest airport, and the advice from Manchester Airport's new boss, for instance, turn up exactly 3 hours ahead, not a minute before, not a minute after.
Different airports, different times, different advice, but just got
Bring
to
a
stay
tent
informed
and
again.
sleeping bags just in case.
Yeah.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows, and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.